all. It says that we're live on YouTube though, so help me out there. It says that it's live on my end. All right? So just search it again. All right? But we didn't do anything then, Trinidad and Tobago. I want to take you to, y'all know why URP closed it down, right? Y'all know why, right? People of Trinidad and Tobago, y'all know why. And it is not as though we do not know in this country that there's a lot of ghost gangs across the country. And in every single state entity in Trinidad and Tobago, every state organization, whether you're in the court, and especially in the corporation filled with ghost gangs. That is what the corporation filled with. A bunch of ghost gangs in corporation. Whether you're in San Juan Laventille Regional Corporation, whether you're in Port of Spain, all right? Whether you go down there, wherever you go in this country, it's filled with ghost gangs. And the only person or the only party that seeks to deal with the ghost gangs and deal with it properly is the United National Congress. And then you have Penelope Beckles that come in to say, well, if you have information about that, then present it. Penelope, where were you for 10 years? We asked that on every single show. She thinks that she has the gall to talk now. Penelope, you do not have the gall to talk now. There's nothing that is taking place now that has not been going on under the PNM. Under the PNM, this was happening. But listen to the Honorable Minister Khadija Amin, who's in charge right now, and listen to why URP is closing Trinidad and Tobago. Hear this. And she was speaking to Ian Allen. Listen.
The program has a lot of criminal elements. So we have to shut it down in order for the corruption to stop. And the fact is that these persons were allowed to work for 5 months beyond the election date and the change of government, which is highly unusual. So they would have gotten some extra time to work. But many of them were not even working.
So what you're telling me, that people were rusted and not on the job and collecting money?
There were ghost gangs running, and there were also ghost employees. We had a senior member at the head office, whose daughter is a student in Mona campus in Jamaica, who is rostered as an office staff, receiving a monthly salary and never report to work.
What salary was she receiving? Like in the amount of money?
It was close to $6,000.
But still, like $6,000 every month you get.
For a technical officer, yes, for a technical officer at the head office. And this person is a student in Jamaica. So you tell me if she's reporting to work. Mona campus, Jamaica.
So you saw a lot of similar situations that is where persons were who never came to that office, but they were rostered.
Yes, and in the last few months, many of those persons, because government changed and they frightened now, they started to sign the book. But many of those persons rostered to work in the office never worked. And if we are serious about getting rid of corruption, we have to bite the bullet.
The government has to bite the bullet, and the government is biting the bullet in regards to CPEP. I don't know what wrong there. What wrong is 400 persons went home, and then a next sum from CPEP. There's a lot of ghost contracts. I can't understand. So help me, Trinidad and Tobago. Help me, the citizens here. You're paying your taxes, but your taxes go into Jamaica. $6,000 off to Jamaica. And you're happy with that? You think we should leave that? The government should leave that alone? As a country, as a people, we should say, yes, we okay with $6,000 going elsewhere. When in reality, it could be taken to do the very same thing that Khadija doing now. Miss Amin, Honorable Minister, said that you go get your grant, because grant is what all you want. The black people in this country running around the country just wanting grants, wanting handouts. We don't want actual jobs and stabilization in the country. You just want to sign up a book, and then you say you come to it, just like Twiggy, willy, yeah. You sign a book, and then you go home. Because we know she's doing nothing in WhatsApp, but she could come after me for this video. She's a UNC supporter. Apparently good for some and not good for all. But anyway, you want to sign a book, and then you want to collect your money, and then if you don't get your money, we come outside and we protest. We come outside and we do this. We beat Barry Padarat. We beat some Bubali. That's what we do. We beat a Bubali. That's what we do with Trinidad and Tobago. We beat a Bubali. And that is all that we do under the UNC-led administration. All that we continue to do is say that the UNC racist and UNC don't like black people and they're sending home black people, but there's people from Sapari as well. Well, you don't have URP down south. Apparently, after you cross the lighthouse, it's Hano URP. Listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago. The Prime Minister, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, also spoke on this matter and said that she loved people. The Prime Minister loved people. But you can't love people and then want to see people involved in corruption as well. This is what Prime Minister Kamala Prasad-Bissessar said.
I think it was yesterday. I love people, but I don't like ghosts. And therefore we have to weed out the corrupt ones. We have to weed out the ghosts. You'd have seen the URP chairman gave an interview, carried in one of the papers today, where he outlined how, what, when, where. So we cannot continue this. But what is even more important, our intelligence coming from the TTPS and the other protective services is not just about the corruption in the ghost gangs, is the infiltration by criminal elements. And as you know, I am totally against any criminality at any stage. Maybe you'll say we can't stop it from the days of Adam and Eve, but we have to do all we can to root out criminality. That is a very important factor in the exercise that we are undertaking with the URP. The Minister just answered in Parliament questions about how we take care of persons who have lost their jobs, what can be done. She did give some good answers today in the Parliament with respect to the way forward. In terms of jobs, we do have several measures going forward for creating jobs. And in the budget, which will be coming up soon, we will roll out and give more details. But we don't intend to just dismiss these persons, as happened with CPEP, with the URP. We do have plans for job creation, which I'll share with you on another occasion.
So what we're so upset about Trinidad? Prime Minister said that the people going home, she cares about people, but we cannot contain or cannot indulge in the gangs. She don't like the gangs. She don't like the ghost gangs. So we're going to shut down the URP program just like we shut down CPEP. But not to worry, Trinidad and Tobago. Budget is next month and budget is early October. And within early October, you are going to be able to get sustainable jobs. That's what you're going to be able to get. Sustainable jobs is what the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago is promising the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And whether you believe that the Prime Minister will create those sustainable jobs or not, it is reality. This is not the first promise. Prime Minister Kamala Prasad-Bissessar made several promises on the campaign trail, some of which are already fulfilled today, right? The issue with NIBTT, it was a promise on the campaign trail where she will make sure and meet the arrears of the NIBTT workers. Today, yesterday, in the Parliament, the Prime Minister came via statements and said that, and she ordered actually the NIBTT to pay out over $100 million to the workers. So the workers of the NIBTT going to get their back pay and going to get their pay increase, going to get their arrears. And the Prime Minister has noted that it will come as soon as possible. ASAP. The Prime Minister said that yesterday inside of the Parliament. $100 million in back pay for the NIBTT workers. Other promises on the campaign trail, the 10%. 10% increase for public servants was on the campaign trail. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar made that promise on the campaign trail. A lot of persons asked, where the Prime Minister going to get the money from? The Prime Minister responded to that question. Where's she going to get the money from? We will find it, is what she said. The government will find it. Not only that, but young persons were promised a future under Kamala Prasad-Bissessar. The first thing that Kamala Prasad-Bissessar did when she came into office was employ 400 young persons under TSTTB Mobile. And yes, it's an internship program, 4 months internship, or I think it's 3 months internship, 3 to 4 months internship under the TSTT program, right? TSTTB Mobile. Those persons or the funds that come from that facilitating the internship is actually from WASA. the government would have taken money from WASA, which was going to go to the thousands, is what I will call it, of executive board members attached to WASA, part of the PNM's restructuring plan. The PNM restructuring plan for WASA is to just appoint board members after board members. In fact, the chairman of WASA getting over $100 million, actually not $100 million, $100,000 per month just to be on the board of WASA. $100,000 a month to be on the board of WASA is what the PNM wanted to pay out. The government said we will find the money, and she's finding the money. Not only that, but money is being found in several aspects of the country. The $25 million for body cameras, no more. The country needs to spend $25 million on body cameras. The funds will be allocated elsewhere. Stay tuned, Trinidad and Tobago. We'll be back right after this. We have some breaks to take.
If your child doesn't understand what they read, SCA becomes 10 times harder. That's why Learn Smart TT has created an online comprehension and poetry course. This is completely self-paced with all tools accessed online. It's 30 passages, 30 poems. They can be downloaded or answered on our site. From there, students get access to answer sheets that have detailed options of how the answers could have been written. No other product on the market has this. In addition, they get access to a video tutorial with an expert teacher walking them through the passage of poems using high visuals and techniques to ensure they derive meaning. Also, we model how we derived each answer so they can do the same. If you want your child to enjoy all of these benefits and propel in comprehension, SCA, and general academic life, click the link above and register for this course and join hundreds of parents and students who are benefiting.
Welcome to SNS Facade Group of Companies, a dynamic community-driven group serving multiple industries with excellence and integrity. At SNS Facade Supermarket, we're committed to community, providing vessel export delivery, custom food services, local delivery, wholesale solutions, fresh produce, in-house bakery, and premium meats. Discover relaxation reimagined at Sunset Beach Resort, with beachfront stays and dining that blends local flavor with ocean views, perfect for families and couples. At Cuts and Curve Fitness Center, where health meets lifestyle, with personal training, meal plans, a full gym, and on-site cafe. The SNS Facade Group of Companies, building value, trust, and community across everything we do.
My government has acted decisively to correct this grave injustice and to restore what was lawfully, rightfully, to the workers of the NIBTT who were denied for far too long. In correcting this wrong, we are reinstating the dignity of workers, we are reaffirming their humanity, and we are upholding the rule of law as a bedrock of our democracy. This action is not only about back pay and arrears, it is about honoring lawful agreements, defending fundamental rights, and providing that in a just democracy, no citizen is ever beneath the protection of the law or beyond the reach of fairness. Accordingly, my Cabinet has directed the NIBTT to do the following: to implement the agreed salary adjustments with immediate effect. To facilitate the full and prompt payment of all outstanding arrears to affected employees without delay. Mr. Speaker, I make bold as to say this is not merely the execution of a contract. This is the restoration of justice and fulfillment of our workers' agenda. And this is, Mr. Speaker, I am proud to say, the delivery of another campaign promise. This is another promise we have kept to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. When UNC wins, the NIBTT workers win, and everyone wins.
Yes. When UNC wins, everybody wins is a true statement. You all believe that in the studio? She shakes her head. She said, mm-hmm. But when UNC wins, truly, everybody wins. NIBTT workers suffering for years. Not only that, I mean, government comes, negotiate for your salary increase, and then you don't get it. You had to go to court to fight for it. The PSA had to go to court just to fight for your negotiations. Not even your negotiations, what is promised to you, what is lawfully yours. And PNM went for 10 years. You all tie up in court, 10 years. Nothing for the NIBTT workers. Nothing for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. How the teachers, Unified Teachers Association, earlier on October 14th, go out and vote for Ash. Anyway, the ad coming. But let me tell you, for teachers, the Unified Teachers Association, they protesting for years to the CMO. You all want a fair salary adjustment. PNM offer 4% salary adjustment. The United National Congress come in opposition and say, we'll give them 10%. Not only that, but we'll also reopen the refinery. And this is what we're doing. We're beating the UNC because we don't want nothing good. We don't want them to reopen the refinery. They don't want them we don't want them to give us a salary increase. We don't want them to fix and to bring all the promises that they promised. We just want to keep Christopher Rowley. But tonight is for the leader of the opposition, Penelope Beckles. Because the opposition leader, Penelope Beckles, today via the media, says, quote, the government has terminated monthly paid workers under the unemployment relief program located in 12 regional corporations across Trinidad and Tobago, and she alleged that more firings is unspecified areas on the cards as well. All right, but I kind of surprised. I'm telling you, I kind of surprised Trinidad and Tobago. I am surprised that the leader of the opposition, Penelope Beckles, thinks as though it is only the UNC that firing. Let me take you all back.
There's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All. So do we get that clear so that nobody has to call me up at 10 o'clock in the night to find me? How many of us going again? How many of them going again? All.
Let me also take, this is not for Trinidad and Tobago, this is for Penelope Beckles, leader of the opposition, the honorable leader of the opposition, Penelope Beckles. This is for you. Let me also take you back, Penelope Beckles, because I heard Colin Embert. I hear when Colin Embert say the problem with the PNM is that we don't listen, all right? So listen to your political leader, because I know he's still your political leader. Listen.
The government is not closing down Petrotrin. The statement from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley at a PNM public meeting in Marabella on Tuesday night. In the heartland of the Pointe-a-Pierre refinery, the Prime Minister said the government was so confident with the rectitude of its action that it was not prepared to shy away from the people who are affected most by the action. He also had one message for the mothers, sisters, neighbors, and those attached to the Petrotrin business.
The government is not closing down Petrotrin. And in case you were just opening your fridge and you didn't hear that when you closed the door, let me repeat it. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
You hear that, Penny? Penny, you heard that? In case you opened your fridge door, Penny, while I was playing that clip from your Prime Minister, when I was playing the previous clip, let me remind you of what happened not too long after.
There's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All. So do we get that clear so that nobody has to call me about 10 o'clock in the night to find me? How many of us going again? How many of them going again? All.
The government is not closing down Petrotrin.
I thought so. Penny, I thought so, Penny. Because while it is Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the United National Congress is sending home the workers of the Unemployment Relief Program, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, who has a heart for persons, gave them hope.
I think it was yesterday. I love people, but I don't like ghosts. And therefore we have to weed out the corrupt ones, we have to weed out the ghosts. You'd have seen the URP chairman gave an interview, carried in one of the papers today, where he outlined how, what, when, where. So we cannot continue this. But what is even more important, our intelligence coming from the TTPS and the other protective services is not just about the corruption in the ghost gangs, is the infiltration by criminal elements. And as you know, I am totally against any criminality at any stage. Maybe you'll say we can't stop it from the days of Adam and Eve, but we have to do all we can to root out criminality. That is a very important factor in the exercise that we are undertaking with the URP. The Minister just answered in Parliament questions about how we take care of persons who have lost their jobs, what can be done. She did give some good answers today in the Parliament with respect to the way forward. In terms of jobs, we do have several measures going forward for creating jobs. And in the budget, which will be coming up soon, we will roll out and give more details. But we don't intend to just dismiss these persons, as happened with CPEP, with the URP. We do have plans for job creation, which I'll share with you on another occasion.
So, she has plans, almost like Trump concept of plans, but she has plans for job creations in Trinidad and Tobago. She said, quote, we don't just intend to send people home. They have plans to create job employment. And one thing that is being done now that has not been done when, your party sent home the refinery workers. Today, the headline, fired URP workers to get grants, says Minister Amin. That's the headline. That's the headline today. So when Penelope Beckles out talking and she says the government has terminated monthly paid workers under the Unemployment Relief Program located in 12 regional corporations across Trinidad and Tobago, and the opposition alleged that more firings is in unspecified areas were on the cards. The government is telling you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, not only is there nothing to fear, but that you have grants coming to assist in the short term, not long term. So don't take grants and think you can get it for long term. But the minister said, quote, relief will be provided for former Unemployment Relief Program employees who apply and qualify for social welfare grants from the Ministry of People, Social Development and Family Services. And support will also be provided to the local government minister or ministry, Kent House staff who were impacted by the shooting of late police officer Jamal Charles on Thursday. So it's not only grants for the fired employees, but it's also grants for the persons, the victims, and everyone that were affected by the shooting. That's how much you have a government that care for you. So don't listen to Penelope Beckles. When we come back, we're going to take a look, Trinidad and Tobago, at what type of opposition we have today. Stay tuned.
Welcome to SNS Facade Group of Companies, a dynamic community-driven group serving multiple industries with excellence and integrity. At SNS Facade Supermarket, we're committed to community, providing vessel export delivery, custom food services, local delivery, wholesale solutions, fresh produce, in-house bakery, and premium meats. Discover relaxation reimagined at Sunset Beach Resort, with beachfront stays and dining that blends local flavor with ocean views, perfect for families and couples. At Cuts and Curve Fitness Center, where health meets lifestyle, with personal training, meal plans, a full gym, and on-site cafe. The SNS Facade Group of Companies, building value, trust, and community across everything we do.
Whether your child is topping the class or just keeping up, stronger comprehension skills gives them the edge. That's why Learn Smart TT has created an online comprehension and poetry course. This is completely self-paced with all tools accessed online. It's 30 passages, 30 poems. They can be downloaded or answered on our site. From there, students get access to answer sheets that have detailed options of how the answers could have been written. No other product on the market has this. In addition, they get access to a video tutorial with an expert teacher walking them through the passage or poems using high visuals and techniques to ensure they derive meaning. Also, we model how we derived each answer so they can do the same. If you want your child to enjoy all of these benefits and propel in comprehension, SCA, and general academic life, click the link above and register for this course and join hundreds of parents and students who are benefiting.
Know that whether it is rain, sun, or shine Trinidad and Tobago, SNS Facade Supermarket is currently offering free delivery for any purchase over $100 at any supermarket locations, whether you're in Rio Claro, Mayaro, or Freeport. Stay cozy at home while we handle the rest, because shopping is made easy and it's what we do best here at SNS Facade Supermarket. So shop today, free delivery for any purchase over $100, and it's nationwide as well. All right, as we continue Trinidad and Tobago, I think it's time to go back, take a trip to the past, to memory lane, and I think this now extends to Penelope Beckles. I think maybe the former Prime Minister, Patrick Manning, was a little bit confused because I know Bobby had Rowley had shining real plenty. It used to shine inside Parliament when he was a backbencher, or when he was placed on the backbench. And I think this one was also for Penelope Beckles, which is why she took a little bit of a sabbatical leave, because I am now proclaiming the same thing the guy said, the Honorable Patrick Augustus Moving Manning said. I think the country under PNM, even as they are in the opposition, is just seeing hate and violence.
I see hate. Mr. Speaker, I see bitterness. Mr. Speaker, I see acrimony. Mr. Speaker, I see animosity. And Mr. Speaker, I see a man completely out of control. Completely out of control, Mr. Speaker. That is what I see. And that problem is not a new problem to me, you know. I was aware of the tendency for the honorable to go out of control since 1987. Argue your case. Everybody has a chance to do it. But not like my good friend. The minute you oppose my good friend, Mr. Speaker, the minute you oppose my good friend, he gets very, very angry. And if you oppose him strongly, Mr. Speaker, he becomes a raging bull. And that is what this government is not prepared to act. That is what it was. We just were not prepared to accept that.
And tell me if you don't see the same thing under Penelope Beckles. Y'all help me out here. Y'all don't see the same thing under Penelope Beckles. And I think the PNM is just filled with hate, animosity, and people that are just completely out of control. I mean, y'all heard Colum in Bate. The whole PNM in a mess. The whole opposition trying to find the footings and figure out where they belong in the country right now. Kareem Marcel, a young member of parliament for Laventille West, because he think, I don't know why he campaigned, he think that Laventille West would have voted UNC somehow. Dread, you put a dog in Laventille, they go vote for it. You put a cat up there, they go vote for it. In fact, they go vote for this water bottle because it have no progress for Laventille West. It have no progress for people in Laventille West because all they care about is PNM till I'm dead. I hear people talking about Kamala and UNC and she racist and she this and she that and she the other, coming from those very constituencies, Laventille. All your road in a mess, all they smell like a latrine. That is what Kareem Marcel for. Kareem Marcel, you are what you are, Kareem. And you have people like him in the parliament that dare to stand up on his legs and talk about Kamala Persad-Bissessar and talk about the UNC and talk about election. You have Colum Imbrit that now coming out to tell you that why the PNM in a mess. And then I also saw, and ironically, yeah, this one ironic, I want to get this fair. I saw where Kim Cole, I think she going by another name now, whatever her name will be, you know, she just change it as either hear word Kim Cole sing, whatever name she carry now, whoever man she marries now, she is now on social media also saying the same thing about the PNM. She said, and let me get the post. Kim Cole said, quote, let me see here. I have it here. All right, this is what Kim Cole said, Trinidad and Tobago. Let me put this on screen for you because she finally had the balls to stand up and speak out on the PNM. The UNC didn't give her what she wanted, you know, in 2020, so she now had the goals to come out and talk PNM. But she said, quote, last night, Colum Imbrit gave his views on PNM general election defeat. Here's what she said, which surprised me. Huh? She said, he forget to tell or to mention, I raised the price of gas 3 times and they ain't riot yet. Well, they riot with the finger. That is why PNM lost, is what Kim Cole said. People, this is a PNM. You see, look, the name change again. Kim Cole Crystal Harewood. Because she here, there, and everywhere in the country. I don't know where she at now, but she here, there, and everywhere in the country. This is what Kim Cole said, right? And she's a PNM. I tell her the whole PNM party in a mess in Trinidad and Tobago. The whole PNM in a mess. They don't know what to do. They don't know who the leader is. I don't know if it's opposition Penelope Beckles or if it's opposition Stuart Young. And you have the two goofs, or, you know, Donald Duck and them inside Parliament. One, I can't even call this one a Duck. He is a canal conks. What's his name? Kareem Marcel. And then you have the other one that beaten he, that's hard. There's one in Parliament, right? If you see him, beaten, that's hard. As though they're making any kind of sense. That's Donald Duck and where's the girl dog? Daphne? Daffy, right? Daffy could be Kareem there, because Kareem Marcel, because we know. You understand, right? I don't know. It's like the Three Stooges. Kim Cole is one, opposition Penelope Beckles is one, and then opposition Stuart Young is one. I don't know. Yeah, Tony, they're like crabs in a barrel. They're making the most noise, but they're not making no kind of sense. Nobody home. The lights on, but nobody home inside the PNM. Nobody at all. So, in case y'all don't know what Kim Cole talking about, or in case you're new to the program and you're like, what are you talking about? This is what she meant. This is what she said that Colin Imbridge should have said or spoke about.
The price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15% in April of next year.
Those people laugh, you know, boy. Those people laugh. Now, to be fair, Kim Cole, around that time when we were, you know, in the Great Synergy Entertainment Television Limited, you did speak out against PNM, right, Kim? You did speak about it, and we saw that it had some protests and stuff like that going on, and you did speak about the protests. But why you switch, Kim? And why you switching back now, Kim? Don't switch back. Whichever name you're going by, Kim Cole, Kim Singh, Kim Crystal, Harewood, Horwood, whichever one you're going with, all right? Like you love wood, because I don't know. Whichever one you're going with, Kim Cole, don't come back. I'll tell you what Kamala Persad-Bissessar said. Kamala Persad-Bissessar said no new friends. No new friends at all. No new friends at all, Kim Cole. Stay on that side. We good on this side. Stay on that side. But that's what former Finance Minister Colin Imbridge said. And this is him today, which is surprising. This is him.
You see, if you properly analyze why we lost that election, we made stupid mistakes in 1995, in 2010, and in 2025. Stupid mistakes. We did not connect with the people and make decisions based on consensus coming from our base and from the general population. And that's our weakness as a party. That is our weakness. We don't listen. Stick break in our ears. I ain't ashamed to say that.
Stick break in the ears, and he ain't ashamed to say that. Anyway, all right? But anyway, as stick break in Colin Imbridge is, I think stick also break in Delcy Rodriguez is. She went, and this is what surprised me, yeah? Delcy Rodriguez went from PDVSA to vice president. You ain't see that place is a narco state, Trinidad and Tobago. Venezuela is not a place to be. And that is why the Venezuelans rushing across here to Trinidad and Tobago, not only to take up all their man, but also to take up jobs in Trinidad and Tobago. So when Delcy Rodriguez talking, I think I agree with the honorable leader of the party and of the country, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar. This is what the PM said in regards to the loose threats by Venezuela.
I will dare to do what I have to do to keep the people of Trinidad and Tobago safe, and that is my priority. I've said TNT first. That is my priority. I have no intention, we've had no discussions of invading Venezuela, of stepping onto Venezuelan soil. Nothing of the sort is happening. With respect to the American presence in the Southcom, they have been here before. This is not the first time. They have been here before, and I said before, I welcome them. If that can help us stem the criminality, the trafficking, the narco-trafficking, the human trafficking, and the pain and suffering that brings to the people here, then yes, we welcome them and look forward to their cooperation with us. At the moment, we have had no discussions with respect to invading Venezuela, with respect to TNT going onto the soil of Venezuela. It's just fear-mongering. A lot of this fear-mongering. There have been no discussions with the U.S. or anyone else. However, I repeat, should Venezuela invade Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago will definitely step forward in defense of our cousins or brothers and sisters in the CARICOM.
Exactly. What's that you say? You ready to take up arms? You ready to take up a gun and go? You ready? Say your name on the live, is what you say? Trinidad and Tobago, we ready. Trinidad and Tobago ready. The UNC ready. in all honesty. In all fun and games aside, Delcy, haul it, Delcy. We don't care. I don't care. We don't care. Delcy Rodriguez sending loose threats to Trinidad and Tobago. And under Keith Christopher Rowley, she would never. I think the problem with Venezuela is that pipeline. You know, that the divers died in, that we still don't have a proper audit on. I really feel is that. Something fishy was going on under PNM. You remember Colin Bate yesterday inside Parliament talking about what is the plan or what they're hiding from or what is the agenda when it comes to the new bill that was passed inside Parliament yesterday, without their support, by the way, all right, when it comes to birthright citizenship and extending it to grandparents as well, all right? That was passed yesterday, and Colin Bate say what is their agenda, what is the motive, what they're hiding, what they're running from, or what they're trying to do, something fishy. The only thing that fishy is the relationship between Keith Christopher Rowley and a narco-terrorist in Venezuela. Refuse to say his name. And Delcy Rodriguez, who suddenly get VP apparently, I don't know, right? Because I know she was PDVSA. But that's the only fishy thing. And something wrong. Why Venezuela keep targeting Trinidad and Tobago? Target the U.S. It's them bomb your people washing up on our shores. When Colombia say we should send our Coast Guard out to find the bodies, no, Colombia, you send your people. Come on, Colombia, you send your people in the waters to find the 11 that dead. We don't have time to waste resources on drug traffickers and drug pushers and them across there in Venezuela. We already provided refugee for them right here. They're running from Maduro. They're running from Delcy Rodriguez. So they try to send loose threats our way right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Take your people and go. Take your people and manage your country better. But the Honorable Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar said and made it abundantly clear, touch one, touch all. Whether CARICOM siding with Trinidad and Tobago or not, that CARICOM business, we don't do what CARICOM say. This is a sovereign democratic state, a sovereign democratic nation, which means Delcy and which means CARICOM, that Trinidad and Tobago will do what Trinidad and Tobago want to do. And we will side with who we want to side with. We don't need to consult CARICOM. We don't need to. Tell CARICOM one of the problems that we have is food and food security. When CARICOM could deal with food security in the nation, in not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but for all Caribbean nations, then we could talk and do business with CARICOM. But if CARICOM can't do that, if it is that Barbados suffering with tourism and finance, if it is that Grenada now coming up and CARICOM ain't saying nothing when it comes to Grenada, what we doing? What we doing? We don't need CARICOM permission for nothing at all. CARICOM was birthed right here in Trinidad and Tobago, right here in this lovely Twin Island state it was birthed. So don't come and tell me nothing, but we had to listen to CARICOM and we should consult CARICOM, and CARICOM telling Trump consult we next time you have anything in the Caribbean Sea, man. All your tail. Drug trafficking, we right next to Venezuela. This country, Trinidad and Tobago, this island, right next to Venezuela, the tobacco state of Tobago, and then the crime state of Trinidad, right next to Venezuela. Our crime problem is that of Venezuela as well. It is that of Venezuela. CARICOM, you stated it. The United States stated it in its 2023 report, right? On human trafficking and all kind of that report. The United States stated it. And the only government to deal with it is Trinidad and Tobago's government. While it is that Barbados and all the rest technically moving slow, we moving. Guyana is right off the doorsteps and Trinidad and Tobago is right off the doorsteps. So touch one, touch all. In CPL, you could have touched them in CPL though. But Trinidad and Tobago, stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
What if we told you that one course could boost your child's performance in every SCA paper? That's why Learn Smart TT has created an online comprehension and poetry course. This is completely self-paced with all tools accessed online. It's 30 passages, 30 poems. They can be downloaded or answered on our site. From there, students get access to answer sheets that have detailed options of how the answers could have been written. No other product on the market has this. In addition, they get access to a video tutorial with an expert teacher walking them through the passage or poems using high visuals and techniques to ensure they derive meaning. Also, we model how we derived each answer so they can do the same. If you want your child to enjoy all of these benefits and propel in comprehension, SCA, and general academic life, click the link above and register for this course and join hundreds of parents and students who are benefiting.
Welcome to SNS Facade Group of Companies, a dynamic community-driven group serving multiple industries with excellence and integrity. At SNS Facade Supermarket, we're committed to community, providing vessel export delivery, custom food services, local delivery, wholesale solutions, fresh produce, in-house bakery, and premium meats. Discover relaxation reimagined at Sunset Beach Resort, with beachfront stays and dining that blends local flavor with ocean views, perfect for families and couples. At Cuts and Curve Fitness Center, where health meets lifestyle, with personal training, meal plans, a full gym, and on-site cafe. The SNS Facade Group of Companies, building value, trust, and community across everything we do.
If your child doesn't understand what they read, SCA becomes 10 times harder. That's why Learn Smart TT has created an online comprehension and poetry course. This is completely self-paced with all tools accessed online. It's 30 passages, 30 poems. They can be downloaded or answered on our site. From there, students get access to answer sheets that have detailed options of how the answers could have been written. No other product on the market has this. In addition, they get access to a video tutorial with an expert teacher walking them through the passage or poems using high visuals and techniques to ensure they derive meaning. Also, we model how we derived each answer so they can do the same. If you want your child to enjoy all of these benefits and propel in comprehension, SCA, and general academic life, click the link above and register for this course and join hundreds of parents and students who are benefiting.
Tonight I seek to remind every single member of the opposition and every individual right here in Trinidad and Tobago. That's what I'm doing. I think it's a Saturday to reminiscent in the past and go back to the past and understand how the past governs the future. Because you all believe that, right? You all believe the past dictates the future, right? So therefore we don't have to repeat the past. Let me make sure and tell Penelope Beckles that we don't want to repeat the past by dare ever again voting for the PNM, at least under your leadership, as long as Coleman Burt and Brian Manning and all of them still there, Faris Al-Rawi and all the corrupt bunch of stooges still there, we will never vote for the PNM. And this is why also. This is back in 2016. Take a look.
War of words over the price of roti in the lower house results in one member of parliament being temporarily suspended from the sitting. The Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, and Princess Town MP Barry Padarath sparred during question time. Karen Kozer-Phillip has more.
The
The gloves came off during the Prime Minister's question time when the Princestown MP demanded that he see receipts for a Diwali function hosted by the People's Partnership Government.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister was very specific when he made his statement. He said $350,000 in roti. Do you have a bill to show $350,000 in roti?
The Prime Minister blocked and dodged the punches.
The catering cost not $350 but $394,568. The actual roti on the plate. The actual roti on the plate was $250,000. And to put it from the plate to the mouth and having the plate was another the $138,000.
And dealt a low blow.
The profligacy of which I speak is similar to an employee in the Prime Minister's office carrying a handbag for $1.5 million and $600,000 in overseas travel allowance to carry a staff.
The Princestown MP was joined in the ring by his sparring partner.
Is the Prime Minister willing to place in the public record that bill for roti?
But after being cautioned more than once about his flagrant violations, MP Padarat was given a timeout.
I just stated that...
Honorable member, could you just leave the chamber for a 15 minutes period, please?
In the end, the Prime Minister said the media would be the judge.
That the catering for a roti meal at the Prime Minister's residence was $395,000, for which the actual food on the plate was $250,000. And I dare say, Mr. Speaker, since members of Parliament are prepared to stand up in here and call me a liar, I will invite at least one member of the media to see the documents, because I do not want to bring into public discourse those persons who supply the services.
Honorable Prime Minister.
And therefore, I will make it available in that way.
The accusations about a $350,000 price tag for roti were made by the political leader during a PNM meeting in San Juan earlier this week. Karen Cozier-Phillip.
Remember the past. That's all I can say, you know. Let the past dictate the present. Listen, that roti bill was high. I feel they purchased that roti from Patraj, you know, because they purchased that from Patraj. Because Patraj roti expensive. That's the only way I could see $250,000 to put roti on a plate, and then to move the roti to your mouth, what, $185,000? To tea something? Whatever, how much ever it is, right? To move the roti from the plate to your mouth. Yeah, see, somebody agree with me. Patraj expensive. Patraj expensive. I love Patraj. So it says good. But Patraj expensive. I went and buy 2 roti at $99. I said, but what? I had to check over the bill. Just to make sure that's what I spent on roti. So I think the Prime Minister back then purchased the roti from Patraj. And yeah, agreed, Nelly on TikTok saying that they didn't even feed the homeless with it. They went to diplomatic center and then eat that roti. I don't know, they feed the rat. The rats get to eat. The cockroaches get to eat. The ants get to eat. He purchased for everybody inside diplomatic center. Everybody. Apparently he saved the roti for the 10 years that he was there too. Every day he eats a roti because, oh God, $250,000 for that roti have gold. $250,000 for roti. That's crazy, Trinidad and Tobago. That's crazy to think about. All right? But let the past dictate the present, because the opposition, if you dare put Penelope Beckles in government in 5 years, they might spend $250 million this time for roti. Trinidad and Tobago, stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome to SNS Facade Group of Companies, a dynamic community-driven group serving multiple industries with excellence and integrity. At SNS Facade Supermarket, we're committed to community, providing vessel export delivery, custom food services, local delivery, wholesale solutions, fresh produce, in-house bakery, and premium meats. Discover relaxation reimagined at Sunset Beach Resort, with beachfront stays and dining that blends local flavor with ocean views, perfect for families and couples. At Cuts and Curve Fitness Center, where health meets lifestyle, with personal training, meal plans, a full gym, and on-site cafe. The SNS Facade Group of Companies, building value, trust, and community across everything we do.
If your child doesn't understand what they read, SCA becomes 10 times harder. That's why Learn Smart TT has created an online comprehension and poetry course. This is completely self-paced with all tools accessed online. It's 30 passages, 30 poems. They can be downloaded or answered on our site. From there, students get access to answer sheets that have detailed options of how the answers could have been written. No other product on the market has this. In addition, they get access to a video tutorial with an expert teacher walking them through the passage of poems using high visuals and techniques to ensure they derive meaning. Also, we model how we derived each answer so they can do the same. If you want your child to enjoy all of these benefits and propel in comprehension, SCA, and general academic life, click the link above and register for this course and join hundreds of parents and students who are benefiting.
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago. Listen, you need to be very much careful with the PNM. That's all I could say again, you know. The PNM is a political party that seeks to undermine the very fundamentals of the country. Just as with Foster Cummins in the news today, Foster Cummins says he did nothing wrong after family businesses got government contracts. Imagine how much it was, 16 million, 14 million? Okay, remember how much Foster Cummins got? 16 million, 16 point something million. Imagine that if family gets so much money and he say, we did nothing wrong. Friends and families of the PNM benefit. But again, them slash the teeth out of procurement legislation. So you're probably correct. The people of Trinidad and Tobago voted for that type of nonsense not once, but twice, right? Once in 2015, we made the mistake. And then in 2020, we made the mistake again. But we didn't make the mistake in 2025. It was the end of the PNM, and it's the end of the PNM for good. Trinidad and Tobago, thank you so much for joining tonight. Be mindful that this is truly a government for all. And if the PNM saying that they don't listen, and the mistake was not listening to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, then you think they're listening now? They're still not listening to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But stay safe. I will be back with you on Monday, right? So Monday we will be live again from 8 to 9 p.m. The days that we go live is Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. So I'll see you here on Monday at 8 p.m. live, not only on TikTok, but also on YouTube as well as on Facebook. All at David Welch. Thank you so much for joining. Do enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Bye-bye.